Denis Berezhny is from Kherson. The city was under Russia's control in October of last year, when Berezhny says his school organized a forced trip of students to a so-called health summer camp in occupied Crimea.
The school workers forged documents for going to the camp because my parents didn't sign any permission.
Back then, Berezhny was 17 years old. When he arrived at the camp, he says, local staff immediately began giving the students propaganda lessons.
They said Russia was better, that it would seize the territories of Ukraine, and that Ukrainians were its slaves. If they found Ukrainian paraphernalia, they set it on fire or tore it up.
After 4 months at the camp, Berezhny says he was pushed to attend college in another Crimean city.
Sometime in May, I got a call from a friend. He said there is a Ukrainian organization, Save Ukraine, that brings children home. I called the hotline and told them I wanted to go home. I hadn't seen my parents for 10 months.
With the help of Save Ukraine, a friend's mother picked up Berezhny in Crimea because his parents, who are disabled, could not make the trip. The aid group is among Ukrainian non-profit groups who, like the government, work to bring Ukrainian children home. The organization says it has carried out 13 separate missions and returned more than 200 Ukrainian children illegally deported or displaced by Russia. It takes about 1 month to prepare each case.
First, we prepare all the documents. Then we work on logistics and determine the best road. We must count even tiny nuances, up to what time of day to cross the border, at which crossing point.
According to the Ukrainian Regional Center for Human Rights in Kyiv, Russia has forced more than 8,000 Ukrainian children like Berezhny to so-called health camps. The center says officials still do not know where most of these children are.
We are talking about more than 55 camps in the territory of the Russian Federation, at least 5 centers in Belarus, and 9 bases in occupied Crimea.
In March, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russian Ombudsman Maria Lvova-Belova for the war crime of unlawful deportation and transfer of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to Russia. Ukrainian authorities say this is the great first step, but more needs to be done.
Despite the international humanitarian law, as well as various conventions, the world global system for the safety of children simply does not work if the Russian Federation doesn't want to follow the rules.
Ukrainian officials say that on the nearly 20,000 Ukrainian children who have been deported or transferred, only a little more than 380, like Berezhny, have returned. Lesia Bakalets for VOANews, Kyiv.